All right, welcome back to Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 30. Today on the show, Elon bought Twitter. Should we trust him? I had a really bad dream that the media was memory holing all these black supremacist mass shootings. Megan Fox is drinking blood, but don't worry, it's just for ritualistic reasons. We have an Urban Decay you're not going to want to miss, and a double dose of Cringe of the Week. Stay till the end for the Uplifting goal, where all the good stuff is at. It's Fleccas Talks, the podcast, episode 30, ranked the best new podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do.
Very cool. Fleccas Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Rapp. One for one. That was super easy. All right,
easy, buddy.
We got some quick housekeeping. Keep me fast on housekeeping this week.
All right,
because I'm going to get out of hand. I know it. First things first. Remember that Jon Stewart show we reported on a couple weeks ago, where Jon Stewart had that segment about how white people suck and are the worst?
Here's the problem with white people.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem with Jon Stewart's show. It's canceled because they get less views than us.
I think Apple's actually standing by them.
Oh, is he?
But it's just getting terrible ratings. It's Apple TV, so it's not canceled. They gave out a press release like, we're very happy with Jon. He continues to blah, blah, blah.
Oh.
But they get less views than us.
They get less views than us.
So that's the important part. It started at 180K views, and then it went down to 40K for like one of the episode 5 or something.
We are getting like 50 to 60K views on YouTube alone.
Then we got Rumble. We got
So we're like
Apple.
2Xing Jon Stewart here from the Rat Room, me and Richard Rappway.
I love that. Jon Stewart has a team of 30 people. There's hair, makeup.
They write all his jokes.
Yeah. The writer's room, a bunch of Harvard idiots. You know?
Bunch of Harvard Muppets, Ivy League losers. All right, we'll keep it going quick. Fast housekeeping this week. Did you know Antifa.com thank you, Joe Biden?
I did. I did.
Okay, good.
Did you know Will Smith slapped Chris Rock?
At the Grammys.
Yeah. Well, almost.
Kinda. Okay, that's good. We accomplished that. Fossil fuels.
Yeah.
I was reading this thing Jack Posobiec was talking about. They wanted us the whole time to believe that fossil fuels were running the whole planet and it's melted dinosaur bones. The whole thing runs off melted dinosaur bones.
Yeah.
And then the whole idea is like fossils are running out of fossils and then we're going to run out of fossil fuel.
Yeah, dude, there were only so many dinosaurs. How much oil can there be?
Yeah, exactly. It makes no sense. And even on top of that, there probably weren't even dinosaurs. So
well,
doesn't make much sense to me. Let's move on to the next thing.
No.
Speaking
but
of,
it's carbon. It's carbon. So like a big forest swamp that gets pushed down into the Earth's core, that becomes oil. Like anything. Plant matter, tree matter.
very scientific.
Let's make him learn something, guys.
Yeah, I feel bad because like I've been taught that like every level of learning,
I
like
know.
high school, college, like
Earth sciences, baby.
Yeah, I never really paid attention. Speaking of energy, magnets. You know about magnets.
I do.
I feel like they can lift things up. They can move objects.
Mm-hmm.
They're basically magic, and we're just pretending it's nothing. We can't do any cars run on this or whatever, but we can use them on the fridge. The best we can get out of magnets is
Fridge decorations.
Fridge decorations.
You're right.
And the whole planet runs off fossil fuels or running out of dinosaur bones. They're debatable if there even were dinosaurs, but we have magnets the whole time, which I think could do a lot, but we're not really investigating that.
Yeah, we're only using magnets to like fill up the beer from the bottom.
Yeah,
those,
stuff like that.
Yeah, it seems like a waste. I'm sure it's also in some very complex machinery, but let the bit come across.
Let's let the bit come across. Okay, we're finishing up housekeeping.
You're going fast. I'm not having a...
Yeah, I'm going fast today. I posted on my story on Instagram about a 1-year-old child that was attacked by the family's dogs, the PITBULLs.
Yeah.
And I got a lot of hate for that.
The nanny dog.
The nanny dog. Yeah. Don't get me started on the PITBULLs. A lot of people got mad. It's not the dog. All the stuff. Who knows what happened? Maybe the dog snapped.
Isn't that?
Yeah. That's
the dog snapping. Isn't that kind of the issue? The only thing that you need to avoid?
But who knows? Maybe the 1-year-old did something to make the dog mad. But it is not fair because I was saying this dog's a kid thrasher. We have the kid thrasher shirt. It's not fair to generalize. Not fair to the dogs because these dogs can also thrash cars. So these are car thrashers as well. As you can see here, this Honda Accord or whatever is getting its bumper ripped off. They're not just kid thrashers. They're car thrashers too.
Yeah.
And they could thrash other dogs, so they could be dog thrashers as well.
That's really mindless. Like, look at rip off the bumper. Like, how'd you even get on the bumper?
Yeah.
Real mindless animal shit.
If you guys are wondering what a normal dog looks like when it escapes your house, it's this. This dog right here got out of the house. It's a nice, fun video, went viral, and the dog is wrangling like local animals, and they wrangled him onto the porch of the owner.
Yeah, that's what the dog was bred to do. Herd. It's a herding dog. It does its job.
And then,
What were pit bulls bred to do?
Daisy, the Australian Shepherd, got out. Oh, and she wrangled up all the sheep and put them on my porch. Haha. When the pit bull gets out, a cop comes knocking on your door, and you're probably going to jail.
Yeah. The cop draws his gun.
All right. Last piece of housekeeping. Guys, we are creating a bounty system here at Fleccas Talks. We love the show. It's the best new podcast of all time. Everyone watching knows that. If you go out and spread the message of Fleccas Talks, you will be rewarded. So if you go up to someone and say, hey, do you watch Fleccas Talks, the podcast? They'll probably say no. And you can say, well, you should, because it's the best new podcast of all time. And you could do this to famous people. You could do this to the delivery guy. You could tell the Asian ladies at the nail salon. Any one of those things qualifies as a bounty, and you will be rewarded. Tell it to a baby. Show the baby the podcast. Fleccas Talks, the podcast, being shown to a baby is great content. You won't be rewarded for that one because it's a little too easy. Here's an example of a bounty we got this week. This guy took the Dan Crenshaw action figure badass rhino and put it on the sign outside of Dan's district.
Very nice.
That's perfect. That's a high quality bounty. That person will be rewarded. So if you guys want to get rewarded to get free t-shirts, maybe get a cool toy, whatever, based on what the bounty is, you will be rewarded, and I will be sending you some cool stuff. So if you guys are out there spreading the message, it's not going to go unnoticed. I'm going to take care of you on the back end.
Get your 95-year-old grandma to say Fleccas Talks on camera.
Yeah.
Send it in.
Send it in and get something good, and we will take care of you. Let's get into the show. But before we do, this show, as always, is brought to you by ShopFleccas.com, best merch in the game. We have the Clinton shirt. We have Trader Joe's.
Kid
Thrasher. And we also have, obviously, FleccasToys.com, where we have the badass Dan Crenshaw action figure and the Hillary Clinton receptacle van. The store is back open, so get yours while you still can. Support the show. It goes a long way. Let's get into the action. That was a good, fast housekeeping.
Yeah, you kept it tight. Do you want to talk about our upcoming trip to New Orleans?
Yes, that's a good idea. Before we get into the show, the boys are heading up to New Orleans. When you guys watch this, we will be in New Orleans. I don't want to give it away, but we're getting back on the streets.
Bourbon Street.
We're getting back on the Bourbon Streets. We're going to be shooting some videos. If you guys have any ideas of topics, let me know. Obviously, I already have all the topics I want to talk about, but if you have some really good ideas and you comment below, it could make it into a video.
Yeah, for sure.
So the boys are going to New Orleans.
We're going to see Grantley.
We're going to see
Chinese Donut Boy.
Typical Liberal and Chinese Donut Boy. We're going to be hanging out with them for a few days. And we are going to be getting some epic street content. I want to come back with 5 street videos,
which is insane.
Which is an insane idea.
And he told me like we're going like it's kind of like a vacation. It's a trip too, you know. And he's like 5 street videos. I'm like when? So we'll see what happens. But
when I went to New York last year, I got 2 in one afternoon. I think we can do 2 to 3 in one afternoon, and then another day of 1 to 2. 5's the goal. It's a reach, but if we come short and we get 3 to 4, we're happy.
If you aim high and you fail, you still got 75% of the...
Aim small, miss by only a little bit.
That's what they say.
That's what they say.
If you reach for the cloud, or if you reach for the stars, if you fall, you land on the clouds.
That's true. And that we are going to take that into account when we get up there. Cringe of the week. Let's get into it.
All right.
Megan Fox is drinking blood.
Yeah, should we let it play?
Let's let it play.
Each other's blood on occasion for ritual purposes only. It is used for a reason, and it is controlled where it's like, let's shed a few drops of blood and each drink it. He's much more haphazard and hectic and chaotic, where he's willing to just like cut his chest open with broken glass and be like, take my soul.
Sounds stable. Sounds pretty reasonable.
Let me bleed on you. It doesn't not happen, let me tell you. Maybe not exactly like that, but a version of that has happened many times.
Take my soul.
It's just a few drops.
Just for ritualistic
yes,
purposes.
Yeah. What's the ritual?
And who's the ritual for?
Who are you appeasing?
This sounds similar to the body and blood of Christ, but it doesn't feel like it's Christ-based.
Feels Satan-based?
So who would it be for if you're drinking MGK's blood for ritualistic purposes? We call everyone satanic and people think we're making jokes, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly satanic demonic stuff.
Yeah, you're not conjuring anything good, I don't think. You see Machine Gun Kelly's nails too?
Are they all painted?
They're all like painted and super long and pointy.
Like,
so
like acrylic?
Yeah, it has to be. They're not real. Yeah, they're fake. Like they're.
So he has a lot. That's what they do with the entertainment industry when they have someone on the Satan worshiping train.
Yeah.
They lead with the nails.
I saw Seth Rogen with some really weird nails too, so that's consistent.
Yeah, it is. Lil Nas X, the first thing he did, like before he got really weird, was
blood
like
in shoes and nails and
yep, and he had the fake nails. Once they give and then the rappers too. A lot of the rappers are hard rappers. Oh, I'm a thug, and then they get the French tips.
Yeah.
George Soros makes them get the French tips. Oh,
you
man.
think you run this show? Get the French tips.
Get the French tips, and
if you guys ever see me show up to the show, I'm clicking the mouse and I have French tips. I'm compromised.
Yeah, you're compromised. Get the French tips. Go on a date with Birdman.
Birdman, the tattoo guy?
No, the rapper.
Oh, Birdman. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm just assuming he's leading the whole thing. Clip number 2, the gynecologist mix-up.
Yeah, just a simple mix-up.
It's probably nothing.
I had a gynecologist appointment today to get an Pronoun implant in my arm, and which is birth control, by the way. And my gynecologist is usually pretty respectful. I've only had 2 appointments, but she's respected me as a trans person. Well, today, as I was checking out for my appointment, I was standing right there in front of her, and she starts talking to the woman that's the nurse that's checking me out, and she misgendered me right in front of me. I didn't say anything because it was 10 o'clock in the morning. That's early for me, and it just didn't seem worth it. Maybe I'll confront her in my next appointment in 6 months, if I remember.
I didn't say anything. It wasn't worth it. Well, man up.
Yeah, bro.
This is what men do.
You handle it. You chat it.
Yeah, you say, hey, I'm a dude. Come on, if you're going to be a man, start acting like it.
Yeah, that's pretty weak. And then you go make a video about it, I guess.
Yeah, you make a video, put it online, but when you had the chance to confront the person, you just didn't feel like doing it. Oh, it was early in the morning.
Yeah, it was 10 a.m.
Man up.
I guess it's not that serious then.
Yeah, well.
If you're not confronting right away.
Man up. Men don't let other people misgender them. That's what men do.
Yeah, when they're getting their birth control.
Exactly.
That's what the boys do.
When the boys go to the OBGYN, we don't let them call us the wrong thing.
Yeah, so get that right.
You should
audience.
see what happens when someone calls me a lady.
I'd hate to see that. I would never.
Moving on. Twerking Elmo. I wonder what this one's about.
Just some wholesome family fun.
Probably. Elmo's getting his nose dirty.
Oh, Elmo's.
Elmo is for the Sesame Streets.
Wow, did you write that down?
I wrote that down. Elmo's for the Sesame Streets.
Yeah, good role model for the kids there. Nice scene. Anywhere where Elmo is, there are presumably a high percentage of children.
Yeah.
So let's twerk on him. Let's get Elmo to twerk.
Is this Disney? Did Disney do this?
Yeah, it's downstream of Disney
This
for
is
sure.
downstream from Disney for sure. And you know how we call everyone Muppets?
Yeah.
And everyone, it's a funny name. It's another word instead of a puppet, a Muppet. It's like more specific. And the reason I liked that is because obviously Disney is a huge company. Disney owns the Muppets.
Of course.
So it's like anyone who's like a Don Lemon type or an Anderson Cooper or like a Muppet, they're owned by Disney, like upstream.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of like a little joke and a little name that doesn't just mean you're a puppet. It means like you're a corporate owned puppet.
Yeah, what's the difference between Disney telling Elmo what to say and Disney telling Don Lemon what to say? It's basically the same.
Everyone's getting told what to do by Disney.
Who owns CNN? Is that Time Warner?
Yeah.
Does Disney own Time Warner now?
I think so.
Okay.
I think it does go all the way up. But then there was wasn't there like a buyout or something recently?
Of that particular Time Warner? I think somebody bought all the stuff and then Fox spun off. I don't actually know.
Yeah, we don't know. That's okay. Moving on. Pepper spray, Walmart.
Costco.
Pepper spray Costco.
You have no retail recognition.
So as you can see, this guy's got pepper spray. He's masked up. He's mad people are.
Oh, there's the push.
Yep. He's mad that people don't have their masks on. It's interesting because, like, obviously COVID got kind of left in the dust when the World War III started.
Yep.
And a lot of scared people were kind of left, like, on their own. What do I do now? I'm on my own. No one's protecting me.
Yeah.
No one's in charge. No one cares about COVID anymore. Like, when some people were so wound up and scared, and you just let them back out like nothing happened.
Yeah, it's like a rubber band. You stretched it way too far. It's never coming back to its original shape. That guy's broken. He's a broken man.
He's a broken man.
So the media did that to him, and now he's out here half-assed pushing people at Costco. And then he storms away like a little child. So yeah, humiliating.
Very humiliating.
People forgot about humiliation, I guess. And they're like, no, I'm right. It's not humiliating.
And like societal norms and rules that were pre-COVID, like you never push somebody, you pull pepper spray out, like that's basically a crime.
Yeah,
like,
you're an unathletic, presumably 50-plus-year-old man. You don't push people.
Yeah, we never push people.
And so, but apparently he's emboldened now because no mask, of course.
And the COVID police left, so now he has to fill that power vacuum.
Yeah. No one's going to yell at anybody else for him. He's got to start doing it.
Moving on, abortion Muppet. This is the kid from Bad Santa, grew up into this person, it looks like.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
A lot of anti-abortion advocates are also seemingly really into the idea of finding out their child's sex really early on. And I think this is because of this like underlying cultural idea that gender confers humanity. And, you know, if you're against people aborting fetuses, you need to construct them as like fully people. And one of the mechanisms to do so is by putting gender on them. So like, you know, we often call fetuses like it, or we call even early babies, we often call it, you know, babies like it's crying because it's like not quite gotten gender and it's not quite become a person. But like a lot of conservatives who are really anti-abortion and really pro-reproduction, they're obsessed with gendering their children before they're even born. So they come into a world fully gendered because it's like how to humanize them and to stop people from being able to have safe access to abortions.
The this abortion Muppet wants people to not use gendered language on the babies, so it's easier to dehumanize them and abort them. And they're mad that Republicans and conservatives use gendered language on the preborn babies and the babies because it humanizes them, and then it makes the people, I guess, less likely to abort them.
Yeah.
And we're the bad guys for that?
Yeah, that's what it sounds like from that POV.
Which is the wrong take.
Yeah, I like it because it's like they reach their conclusion and then they try to fill it in backwards. Like it's like, oh well, everyone should have the right to abortion. Let's fill it in backwards. And so why do people like to know the gender of their baby early? It's like because it's fascinating.
Because it's a child that you made with your friend, your wife.
Yeah, am I getting a boy or a girl? Which one? And it's fun, and it's like. This person just obviously worked backwards into it. And it's like, why does humanity do this? It's like, because it's natural. You're the abomination. We're the natural ones.
Yeah. And then, this person doesn't fit into humanity, hates humanity, hates children, hates people that aren't in the same boat as them.
Yep.
I believe that's the right term. Them.
They.
And now they want to change the rules so there are more people that end up like them.
Yeah. Like the kid from Bad Santa.
That's a pass. I want to know as soon as I can whether it's a boy or a girl.
Yeah, dude, obviously. I mean, this is just a literal crazy person who is trying to dehumanize and slaughter as many babies as possible. So that's what the path they're on.
Yep. Last cringe of this week, pronoun math person. This is pretty good.
So when I was still figuring out my gender, I was going by Z, them, zir pronouns because I didn't really want to be associated with any gendered pronouns. And this is they, them, their, but with the TH crossed out. But I just had a shower thought of like a new set of neopronouns. So you've got she,
what does neo mean?
Her,
new,
hers,
Latin prefix
and
for
you've
new.
got he, him, his. So if you take those and you cancel out all the letters that the two words have in common with each other, you cross out an H.
You carry the H.
It's doing
an H,
gender
and
math.
an S.
You're doing
You're
math. We just roasted like math that has letters in it.
I am. Now, if you take those letters, you can mix and match them and rearrange them so you end up with a set of pronouns in which only the letters which don't have anything in common are your pronouns. So you could end up R-E-M, and you could end up with an R-I-S, and you're left with this E here.
All right, buddy.
Yeah, that's enough. But
what are we calling you?
He's doing simplification. It's that, like you said, it's like, okay, here, denominator, numerator, it's 1/10. We can simplify this.
Canceling out the letters. What does that get you to? What does it bring you to? Oh, just like here's the remaining ears, airs.
And it's funny because this person is trying to make sense of gender while using the gender terms. It's like, just make something up. You made up this whole thing.
Yeah.
Make something up, like mix, make up mix.
Yeah. Everything wasn't sound. Everything that the gender stuff, the Z's, airs, the mix,
you're already off the reservation, so it doesn't matter what you're going to do.
Nothing is sound.
Yeah.
So far, nothing adds up. And now you're actually trying to do the math. Might be a little disappointing.
I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me, but it seems like they're trying to apply their math skills that they learned in regular school before all the gender stuff happened. So to their gender stuff. So this is a confused person. The future generations won't know how to do this simplification.
Yeah.
They'll just go right to zer.
Yeah, exactly. Which will be a common pronoun for people. We're out of cringe of the week, but we have like a cringe of the week adjacent. I didn't know where to put this story. And it isn't much of a story, and it's very stupid.
It's not even a story. I don't think I'd call it a story.
It's a stupid little bit. I just saw this, and it kind of stuck out to me. Look at this video of the cat running up the stairs. On the underside. And I thought to myself, if you were in this house or apartment complex, right, and it was nighttime, and there's no lights, and you're walking down the stairs, and you saw this thing coming up the bottom of the stairs, you'd really have to have a moment to yourself to figure out what exactly you're looking at.
For sure.
You would not know what that was.
Yeah, it's like the demon human crawling. Like legs like this in the
Like
horror movies.
You're coming down the stairs and then something's going up on the backside. It's like you'd really have to take a moment to yourself.
Yeah, and if you never saw that it's a cat, you'd be traumatized forever.
Like, I know what I saw, and they'd be like, maybe no.
This is how like Bigfoot type things start, I guess. Some really weird behavior, but
yeah.
Or demons.
Moving on. I had another dream. You guys know my dreams. I have these weird dreams that are very specific.
They're vivid.
And this is a dream, which falls under the satire category.
Mm-hmm.
I had a dream that I was watching Kamala Harris and Joe Biden play whack-a-mole, right? And each mole had like a label. So there was a white supremacy mole, there was a black supremacy mole, there was an inappropriate LGBT mole, there was a Chinese mole.
They're holding the mallet.
And the moles are popping up, but they just kept slamming the white supremacy mole, even though the mole wasn't popping out that often in my dream.
Wow.
And I just kept slamming it and slamming it and slamming it. And then in my dream, the media was there and they had tape on their mouth.
Whoa.
And they weren't saying anything about the other moles that were doing whatever they wanted. The black supremacy mole was popped up. He had a gun. He had a BLM flag.
He was stuck in the up position.
And he was just doing whatever he wanted. He was shooting everybody, going crazy. And they just kept slamming the white supremacy mole in my dream. And the media ignored it. And then in my dream, the Republicans and conservatives were getting really, really mad, right? That Kamala Harris and Joe Biden were just slamming the white supremacy circle.
Yeah.
And they were getting really, really mad. And then in my dream, there was a white mass shooter. And then the media in my dream took their tape off their mouth and started going, media stuff, white supremacy mole, white supremacy, this is all white supremacy. And then the Republicans and conservatives got really mad that there was no fair coverage, and they were being gaslit, basically.
Yeah.
Because they were unfairly covering the stuff and blaming it all on the white supremacy mole when the other moles were doing really, really bad stuff and completely off the rails, doing whatever they wanted.
Stuck in the up position.
And then the conservatives got really, really mad. And they were fighting with the Democrats like this. And then in my dream, they used this tension with the people to justify all the fake votes that in my dream they sent through the machine. So when the Democrats won in the election, in my dream, they said, well, you know how mad everyone got about the shooting and stuff and racism, and people voted against racism and voted for the Democrats in my dream.
That's crazy.
Isn't that weird?
That's a pretty long, vivid dream with multiple reality-based connections.
It was like a nightmare.
Wow. Yeah, I would hate that. That couldn't be reality.
Yeah. So that's what I had a dream of that, and it kind of just woke me up.
And so did you see that shooter in DC?
Oh, yeah.
This is unconnected to the dream.
I did see that.
He ended up killing himself, so we never got to figure out, what his motives might have been or anything like that. But he had some interesting wall art. And he had some fully automatic guns, which are illegal.
Mm-hmm.
And he was shooting at people, and he uploaded the footage of it from his window.
And then
this was last Friday.
Yeah, like 4 people got shot, I think,
Yeah.
including a child.
Nobody died, but 4 people got shot. Yeah.
And then no one talked about it. And then there was that guy in the subway a couple weeks before that.
Yeah. That guy with the YouTube channel, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was his name again? James something?
And then no one reported that.
That's weird.
So maybe you know how dreams kind of come from reality a little bit?
Yeah.
That might be what it is. Because I could have sworn there were all these black supremacists doing mass shootings, but then the media just wasn't reporting on it and memory holing it.
That's weird.
But then when a white person does a shooting, that's all they talk about. And then like you're gaslighting all the people and everyone gets mad. And then you use that conflict to justify all the votes that you send through the machine. I don't know.
That's a loose theory.
I don't know.
That's a loose theory.
Something like that.
Yeah. And then did you hear about that white guy who drove through that Wisconsin parade?
The Christmas parade.
Yeah, the Wisconsin Christmas parade.
I heard about that for like a day or so.
Yeah, me too.
That must not have been a huge thing because they stopped reporting on it right away.
Yeah. Wonder what that guy's up to right now.
Yeah.
And he was black, of course.
Yeah.
Not a white guy.
So I'm having these weird dreams. Who knows what they mean?
I can't make sense of it. I'm not a psychologist.
Neither am I.
So
moving on. Elon bought Twitter. We're going to give you guys
just moving on from that. Like,
we're going to give you guys a good Elon Twitter take. A lot of people are mad. A lot of conservatives and Republicans who are like super black pilled and can't take a W are like, oh, he's in on it. It's over. We're screwed. This isn't good.
Oh, the brain chips. He's going to chip your brain with the Twitter data and track you.
Yeah. So
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I think maybe we get more free speech. I think we just take a dub and not get so cynical.
That's what I'm hoping for. But you can't actually have that view because if you have that view, you're in on it.
Yeah.
You're compromised too. Let's see your nails. Let's see your nails. You got the acrylics?
How pointy are they?
Yeah. So I'm hopeful. Obviously, the issue with Elon is the Neuralink. Years ago, Elon went on Joe Rogan's podcast and basically said AI is on a course to get out of hand and get out of humans' control, and it's dangerous. And then later, like I think a couple years later, maybe about a year later, he went on Joe Rogan again and said, if you can't beat him, join him. Like, this is happening. It's getting out of hand. I'm involved in it. And he kind of made it seem like he had to be. And people think that that's super bad. It's, Elon's compromised. He's the Antichrist. He's going to put chips in us and whatever. Here's my theory. I think Elon is doing a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I think his intentions are good. I think he knows AI is bad, but I think as a man, Elon is good. I think it's better to have him in that seat as opposed to a Bill Gates or a Jeff Bezos type who knows AI is bad and is bad themselves.
Yeah.
Because
they're going to deploy the AI in Wisconsin to switch votes and with $500 million,
Exactly.
Zuckerberg type.
So in my mind, as long as Elon is in the position, I think he will do the right thing, like in Terminator, when you turn the AI off. Pretty sure that's what happened.
I don't think that happened.
There's something like that where in Terminator they do the off switch. So I'm hoping that Elon, he'll be in this position. If the AI gets out of hand, he'll have a choice.
Terminator?
I've seen the Terminators. If AI gets out of hand, Elon will have a choice. Will he do the right thing and turn it off, or will he do the wrong thing and let it destroy humanity? I think he will do the right thing.
Fair. Very fair.
And maybe I'm wrong, and maybe he's the Antichrist and we're screwed and whatever. But that's kind of where my head's at. I don't think he's a bad person. I think he can do the right thing. And basically, if I had the choice, if I had the chance to ask him a question, my question would be, do you fear God? Which is a fair question. It would be very insightful. And I think it would answer a lot of questions. If he says no, that's bad.
Yeah.
If he says yes and he believes in God, that would be good. So I'm hopeful. I'm white-pilled. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. I'm hoping for the best. We're never down and out. There's always a chance. This is good action. This is our chance. We have a guy on our side. Hopefully going to do the right thing. If not, we're wrong. We're screwed. Whatever. I'm just not black.
Then
like
we're
that.
screwed. I mean, then there's no stopping it. We're getting steamrolled. I just don't like the immediate jump to like cynicism and like black pill. And here's what it really means. Let me wake you up and tell you what it really means. It means Twitter might get more free and people are posting funny shit. And Tucker Carlson goes up 62,000 followers and Joe Rogan goes up and so does Trump Jr., you know?
Exactly.
Like,
we're getting our followers back. People are coming back to the platform. It's a free speech refuge. Other platforms will have to follow suit if they want to compete or at least see how much better the platform's doing if they prioritize free speech. It gives us a chance. It gives us I'm hopeful.
It's like a security dilemma, too, for the other social media companies. Like, if you can do free speech and discuss everything on Twitter, why would you spend time on Facebook where you're harassed and censored and suppressed, you know?
Exactly.
So Facebook, it might lower their craziness. And Elon, you know, he's had tweets about, like, the New York Post being banned before the election for the Hunter Biden story. He's had some other... He replied to a Cernovich tweet about some... a lawyer high up, a Twitter lawyer who was like the FBI general counsel and stuff. And so Elon sees this stuff and then he tweets about it. And yeah, he's not going to go with the MAGA talking points or anything, but he's got an iceberg of conservatism is what I would say for Elon, where like the tip is like, this is interesting. Doesn't sound fair. And then underneath is his true like beliefs. Like, wow, that's really messed up. Like I would go harder than that if I wasn't in the process of buying Twitter right now.
Yeah.
And so I think he's more reasonable and rational than people think. And you got to look back at his history too. Like this is the guy who moved the Gigafactory. Well, not moved, but he left the state of California for Texas because leftist policies had gotten so bad. And there was that state rep person who was like trying to tax him and shit talking him on Twitter. You remember that? Mm-hmm. So it's like, this is a guy who's had the brunt end of who has done the right thing the entire time. Make electric cars, like the climate change guy, like he played by the left's rules and they still dismissed him. And he doesn't forget that, you know? Mm-hmm. You can't forget that when you're moving a giant factory the size of, whatever to Texas.
Yeah.
It's like it's the largest factory in the world.
Mm-hmm. And his goal is truly free speech by legal definition.
Exactly.
So it's like if it falls under free speech on the legal definition in the United States, then it's going to be allowed in the platform. They're not going to go out of their way to make a localized rule for what free speech means on Twitter and Twitter alone, which I think is good. It gives us a chance. It's going to get our message out there. We're going to get rid of some shadow bans. Obviously, Twitter has been changing already. We're getting more engagement. So I think they're kind of realizing people are coming back to the platform, and they're also maybe taking down some of the shadow bans so they don't get in trouble because Elon hasn't taken over yet.
Yeah, no, nothing's happened
So
yet.
this surge is purely people, revisiting the platform.
And people have been unbanned, right? Like Tucker got back, Michelle Malkin maybe?
Michelle Malkin, Tucker, fake Mike Lindell.
A lot of fakes are popping up, so be careful.
Fake Mike Lindell Twitter is back.
And so there's good that can come out of this. There is an argument that the discourse held on Twitter has real world impacts and stuff. And so, I advise people not to rush to cynical judgments,
Yeah. And if you're a black pill and you think it's over and Elon's bad and we're screwed, then just leave. Just stay off the platform and just wait for them to kill you or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, shouldn't you be on some cabin or something? Like if you're that black pilled, shouldn't you be in some sort of cabin with no internet and just kind of writing about the Industrial Revolution and its consequences or something like that?
Andy No had a great tweet. He has a source from Twitter. He said, "From my sources, vocal Twitter employees on internal chats indicate their biggest fear is Donald Trump being unbanned. Many express strong hatred towards Elon Musk and say they're sick of hearing about, quote, free speech. They're concerned about their mental health. Your job? Oh, you can't do your job, your mental health, and get out. You're fired. We need to hire someone who can do the job and not be scared about free speech because of their mental health."
Yeah. Imagine like a waiter who just couldn't serve someone because of their mental health.
Yeah.
But that guy came in every week and it's like, well, I can't serve him.
Or like a vegan waiter working at a steakhouse. Like, this is too much. It's like, don't worry. I don't think you should work here, buddy.
Get fucking lost.
Get lost. Pack up your shit and go home. You're fired.
But the mental health thing, that's another leading with your emotions. My emotions matter more than like what fairness, who bought the company.
And it's the least common denominator at that point. Is anyone mentally affected? Is there anyone's mental health affected by this? And as long as one person raises their hand, it's okay. Well, we can't have free speech. That's just an easy out. And you have weak people that you employ that are very progressive. And that's what you're going to get. You're going to be able to justify it, but not anymore, hopefully, with Elon. Business Insider had a funny before and after.
Yeah.
Years ago, they tweeted, billionaire Jeff Bezos' Washington Post buy marks a fascinating cultural transition in America. And then when Elon bought Twitter, they said, Elon Musk's attempt to buy Twitter represents a chilling new threat. Billionaire trolls taking over social media. I would love for that to be the case.
Yeah.
Isn't there a world where we can, you know how like AMC and GameStop, the stonks, like went crazy based on hype and like
meme stocks,
retail buying it and stuff like that? It's like, isn't there a world where, and this is probably illegal, but it's like if Tesla ripped up, right? And Elon could use his holdings of Tesla stock to, like he did this, to secure loans.
Yeah.
If Tesla ripped up, couldn't he buy another platform? And then everyone knows, like, all right, Elon's on the good side trying to buy these platforms. I'm going to buy Tesla to give him more resources, and then he's going to buy Instagram or he's going to buy Facebook.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
I mean, it's feasible.
There's a world.
We could meme stock anywhere. We can add 50 billion of value to basically anything if you get enough attention on it.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. Trump so far has said that he's not going to rejoin Twitter,
which I think is a terrible decision.
Me too. I don't like that decision. I don't like Truth Social. Someone stole my account.
Yeah.
And they're holding it hostage. Like
it says Fleccas is trying. If you go to Fleccas on Truth Social, it says like this account, Fleccas is trying to steal this account.
Yeah. Because someone got there first and
with the intent to sell it to you.
With the intent to sell it to me. But it's like Fleccas is a trademark. That's a made up word. It's not like I'm like Patriot Joe or something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's a trademark. Fleccas talks, and the person just stole the account. I guess not stole, got there first, but stole my trademark.
And then what happened?
And then I reached out to Truth and I tried to get them to do it. And then they got the guy out and put me in, but then the guy got back in.
The guy still had access and was posting, Fleccas is attempting to steal this account. Like, so, it's his account.
I'm not going to say you can have it because that would probably be taken out of context and maybe sent to Truth. And they're like, oh, Fleccas said you can have it. But I'm not prioritizing Truth Social. I don't like being in the echo chamber. I don't think mainstream people are going to come over to Truth. I'd rather be in Twitter where the action's at, especially if we have a fair playing field.
And we're stronger. We're much stronger.
And that's what Trump should do too. I don't think Trump should be staying off of Twitter. Maybe it's for his lawsuit that I'm involved in as well.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just to help the stock price.
You're going to turn down like $100 million followers and the most engagement ever coming back. Like, I just think that's not smart. And I get it. He's got financial interests in Truth Social and all that. But man, I think that's a missed opportunity for him not to come back.
Yeah. So all that being said, Elon buying Twitter is great action. I'm hoping for the best. He could have done a lot with $44 billion.
He could have given $10 million to every kid in America.
Yeah, well, exactly. With some bad napkin math.
You could get anywhere. With some she-her pronoun math, you start crossing things out.
You could have given every American 125 zebra cakes.
And everybody goes, oh, yo, Elon, you could have done so much with this. It's like our government spent like trillions.
Yeah.
We have nothing to show for it.
Everyone's mad at Elon. Oh, you could have stopped world hunger. Oh, you could have donated this and fixed Detroit. It's like, dude, we give trillions of our own dollars to the government who spends it on whatever.
On nothing.
On Zelensky.
Zelensky's Coke problem.
Yeah, Zelensky's nose nachos get a lot of our money. And what did Zelensky say? I need $7 billion a week or something?
$7 billion a month, apparently.
Yeah, me too, dog. Me too.
Wait, Zelensky, are we just offering? Yeah, I do too.
Yeah. So we're going to find out what it all is. I'm hopeful. I'm more active on Twitter. Follow me at Fleccas. We're going to find out. Is Elon a good guy? Is he the Antichrist? We'll find out soon. Keep checking on the show to find out.
And if leftist Twitter and leftist news shows are any indication, it's looking like a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too. Let's get into our urban decay. Clip 1. Looter gets back kicked.
Yeah, this was a satisfying one. I'll let it play.
So there's like a security type guy, store worker.
Kids filling up his backpack at 7-Eleven.
And just he gets absolutely back kicked in.
Boom.
That's what you get.
That's heartwarming stuff.
That should be an uplifting gold.
People are fed up. I think that's like a fed up meter. Like that guy wouldn't normally do it. Probably like
a year ago, 2 years ago.
If this was 2018, he'd be like, damn.
We have insurance.
Yeah, we have insurance. But now it's like everyone's taking advantage of us.
And it happens probably every day. So the guy's like, I'm done. So good.
We love to see it.
Next story from Urban Decay. Man shot in Jack in the Box for missing ranch.
Yeah, apparently a man shot a Jack in the Box worker because he didn't want to pay extra for ranch, deputies say. So that's a 50-cent dispute.
Are you on the run from the police right now, Richard Ratboy? To be fair, he may have ordered the stuffed jalapenos.
And he needed the
I
ranch.
actually hate ranch. I think ranch is disgusting.
I like ranch. He likes blue cheese, which is gross cave cheese grown in the dark, festering.
No, it's sophisticated. I hate ranch. I hate ranch. I had this really bad experience in college where all my friends, including you, Richard Ratboy, would order pizzas and say, oh, side of ranch, and then they dip the pizza in ranch.
And it was that watery ranch. It was that real watery ranch, like light, not thick. That was my favorite ranch ever. I'll do it again.
Yeah, so that's disgusting. I am not a ranch fan. I think it's disgusting. I've had bad experiences. But I do have a little list here, Richard Ratboy, and we're going to go through a yes or no. This is basically my list of condiments I would shoot someone over.
Okay.
And I want you to say yes or no, would you as well? So number 1, drawn butter.
Yeah.
Garlic aioli.
Yeah.
Marionette.
No, that's your thing.
That's my thing.
I don't like that.
Marionette on oysters. That's my thing. Au jus.
If I had a French dip and the au jus didn't come, yeah, that's a shooting offense.
Exactly. You got the French dip and you got the horseradish and you just need to dip it in au jus and there's no au jus. That's happened to me. I'm getting like PTSD from that time.
Yeah.
Where I ordered 2 French dips and no au jus came. Or one time I ordered French dips and the au jus was blown out and blew up in the box and the whole thing was soaked.
All wet. The paper was all
wet. But
wet.
it did soak into the sandwich a little bit, so it wasn't that bad. But
all right.
It wasn't au jus how I would have liked it. And finally, Chick-fil-A sauce.
No.
Okay.
I won't shoot over Chick-fil-A sauce.
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. That's a lot of shooting. But the interesting thing is this is another theme that we've seen of people just doing crazy shit for the lowest amount of money ever because they get worked up. You know, This is just like someone who maybe got a little attitude and apparently the worker was shot in the hand, like handing the ranch like boom. So yeah, real nice society we live in here. You took out all your anger and frustration on the worker who's making $9.50.
Yeah. Moving on to our next clip. Speaking of fighting over condiments, listen to what this lady was fighting over mustard at the Boston Bruins game.
Fucking napkin and wipe it off my shit now!
So this guy apparently got some of the condiment. He
dropped a hot dog on her jacket or something.
On the fur lining of her jacket. So she's got some condiment.
First it's in my hair, then it's on my clothes, it's on my boyfriend's shirt. You're gonna sit here like a pussy? Apologize like a fucking man!
Yeah, it's over.
Really? He can't stand up and apologize!
Poor guy.
I love the guy because at first he goes, yeah, I'll help you wipe it off. And he does it. And then she goes, like a fucking pussy, like a man. And he goes, whoa. Like,
yeah, real drunk Boston trash, beer drunk, mad she can't smoke cigs in the arena.
Yeah.
Just real trash right there.
My Bruins night is ruined.
Yeah, because of your fake fur jacket got mustard on it.
Yeah. So, and then what's up with this woman acting like a man? You're a pussy? Like,
I hate when girls try to tell guys how to be a man.
Yeah.
Like when a girl is like, oh, that's not alpha, you shouldn't do that. It's like, you're literally a girl.
Yeah. Don't even look at me.
You don't have any real say on what an alpha move is. You don't have to worry about that.
This is the type of woman who would like start chirping at someone and then just get her boyfriend or husband absolutely knocked out.
Yeah.
Like he would, I got to step up. And then it's like a huge guy and he gets slept on the concrete.
This is how you handle that. It happens and you go, oh, I spilled mustard on your jacket by accident. I'm sorry about that. I'll help you clean it up. And then once it escalates past that, you just go like, you leave.
Yeah. Out of my circle.
Out of my circle. I did the apology. I tried to help. It was an accident. this is over.
What's the result that this lady wanted? Like on your knees, like, I'm so sorry. You're so much smarter and better than me. I couldn't have done that.
I think she wanted him to react aggressively so she could hit the guy.
Yeah.
I think she was looking to swing. You can tell by the tone. Like that tone up top like that. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you fucking pussy. It's like there's not you're not justifiably upset. You're just looking for a fight and you're just the rules of I can't throw the first punch, I guess.
Exactly.
Which I'm surprised. This is some, Boston trash.
Yeah.
I thought she maybe just throw the first punch.
This guy handled himself well.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I would do. And it's the most uncomfortable thing. That's why I don't go outside.
Isn't that so embarrassing? You can just like make a small mistake and someone can cause a scene that goes viral and someone's filming and now you're just in that.
Because you went to the hockey game and you got a hot dog and you spilled.
And everyone's on top of each other because the seats they don't have that much space because they need to make money.
That's why you don't go to the hockey game. And if you do go to a hockey game, you have to have good seats. It keeps the riffraff out.
Yeah. This is in the 300s. This is in the top. This is in the top shelf. We used to do that in Chicago, the United Center. It's like, keep the kids out of the 300s. Like,
Is that like a dangerous...
well, that's where the drunk, cheapest tickets, people who are coming to get fucked up go, right? Like,
I hate that.
I know.
I hate that. I only go to things if I have like a box experience. I want like private parking. I want a private entrance, and I want like a room. And then I don't go to
And
anything.
then the end result, he doesn't go anywhere.
I don't go to anything because I don't have that. I don't have those resources.
Yeah, no SUV comes to pick him up, takes him out of the
need
plane
an
to the
SUV.
truck to the plane.
I need an SUV to come get me. I need like hot buffet basically in the box.
Yeah.
And everyone thinks like, oh, Fleccas, you're fancy. Oh, no. I don't go to anything.
He just doesn't go.
I've never had that experience, but that's the experience I will have. And I have, like when I was younger, I had a finance job in New York and I worked for Citigroup. Citigroup had a box.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, I was
Then
invited.
you have to go with like coworkers and stuff. You can't actually.
Yeah. I was invited to a Super Bowl 2012 or 13.
With City? From City?
I think it was the City box. Yeah, it was like a big group that we basically like it was like a raffle or something of who gets to go, and I was allowed to go. And it was
When it was at Giant
It
Stadium?
was at Giant Stadium. It was a Super Bowl. And I remember just being like, yeah, I can't go. And they're like, what do you mean? Like, you kind of have to go. And I said, I watch the Super Bowl every year with my grandpa.
Yeah.
And
it's
he's
like-
getting old. So I really don't want to, I don't want to miss any Super Bowls in case he's not around next year. And meanwhile, the real answer was I didn't want to go to New Jersey on a Sunday
Yeah.
where the 100,000 people are all in New Jersey trying to park at Giant Stadium and then get back home at 3 a.m. and then go to work at 5:30 a.m. So I just didn't go. I sat by myself on my couch, chips and dip, watched the game.
That's what I prefer. I mean, the Super Bowl is a scene. I would go if I didn't have work the next day, but
Yeah.
that's basically it.
So if you guys want to ever hang out with me at a sporting event and you have the box, I'm ready.
Yeah. Exactly.
Moving on, last piece of Urban Decay. This one is from outside of our country, from Sweden. There was a Swedish study done that was basically trying to figure out who's doing all the rapes, because the rape has gone up in Sweden. Obviously, everyone knows that.
Yep.
And they were trying to figure out who did the rapes, and they figured it out, and then they got into some trouble. What exactly happened, Rapboy?
Yeah, so this is from an article that's kind of being underreported. Obviously, it's Swedish. It's not, super mainstream and American, but the headline is Swedish scientists prosecuted for finding that most rapes are committed by immigrants. So a recent case in Sweden could explain why politicians and human rights activists often claim there is no scientific evidence for higher criminality within immigrant communities in Western societies. So basically, this woman, Christina Sundquist from Sweden's Lund University, basically set out to do a little research paper on rapes. And, this is kind of what the academic types do. They, let's try to figure out human behavior. Let's see what's actually going on. But they stumbled upon some disturbing information about the ethnic profile of these rapists. Namely, over 50% of them were immigrants. And of those immigrants, another 40% or 47% of those were born outside of Sweden. So imported, brought in, and just got to raping.
And the years for that study were 2011 to 15, I believe.
2000, I believe it was even earlier, actually. I think it was the year 2000 to 2015. And then in 2015, there was a huge influx of even more immigrants.
So basically, for 15 years, they did the study, 2000 to 2015. It was majority immigrants doing the rapings. And that was before they had that massive push for all those new North African, Middle Eastern immigrants. So maybe it got better. Probably not, based on the science.
Based on extrapolation, we'll do some quick
Based on extrapolation, it got way worse.
Yeah, so there's way more immigrants from third world countries, shithole countries is what I would call them, because obviously we've seen some proof that people just come out raping. And so also, remember a couple years back, like during the Trump era, when there were just grenades going off in Sweden?
Mm-hmm.
In like Malmo and those weird cities where all the immigrants kind of gathered. Yeah. So they're bringing in a culture, and it's not very Swedish.
Not very Swedish. And then what happened to the people who did the study? Was that information received properly and then distributed to people that can make changes to improve society?
Interestingly, no.
Oh.
The research conducted by Sundquist and her colleagues was submitted to the Board of Appeal for ethical review, a body reporting to the Swedish Ministry of Education. They will investigate whether Sundquist and Professor, Swedish name, the co-author of the paper, were given an ethical license to handle sensitive data. So they set out on this kind of looking for like commonalities in rape. Like, what is it? Are they all alcoholics? Do they all have drug problems? Do they all have, they're all immigrants. We got the data. It's pretty convincing. It's over 50%. It's crazy.
Like, this is breaking news. Let's bring it to the authorities. And the authorities go, you shouldn't have had that data. You shouldn't have had that information. These extrapolations are actually kind of problematic. It's like being in a nightmare.
That this is like a Fleccas dream.
Like,
almost.
wake up. Like, no. Like, it's not about that. We have the information. We know the truth.
Yeah. Whoa. I can't speak. It's like, wake up.
You're going to be in trouble for this.
Yeah.
It's like, me?
So ethical license to handle sensitive data of all the women, because obviously, this is all women. They do have some male sexual crimes in here, but, male victims. But this is all women. So you're importing these people out of what? Western shame, and they're literally just raping your women.
And the number of people you can import is never ending. So
Yeah.
it's like, you think like, oh, we'll bring in 1 million. And like, that sounds like a lot. It's a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. You could never import enough people to positively affect global poverty or anything like that. That's like where people get mixed up. Like, oh, they just want a better life, or we have to help people. The people you're helping, that it's a drop in an ocean.
Yeah. And then here's a sentence that'll just make you furious. The scientists were also criticized for insufficient evaluation as they failed to indicate how their research should reduce exclusion and improve integration.
So it's like, guys, no. The opposite. We got to get rid of these guys. We got to get rid of these people and stop bringing them in. It's like, there's the inclusion. It's like less inclusion would be the extrapolation.
So this is the same thing where you set your intended goal, and then if the data and research and studies don't help that intended goal, you go, whoa. How does this reduce exclusion and improve integration of these immigrants?
It's not good.
So, yeah, I think I don't know what they want. They want people to look at data and go, how old was he? How this was he? Don't look at his skin color or where he came from.
Hey, a lot of these rapists are men. They'll do that one too.
I know.
Where it's like, oh, and then the Swedish men will be like, oh, us guys need to do better.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't even know how to do a Swedish accent. Us guys need to improve.
The Swedens need to improve.
We need to do better.
Don't they do like that?
Yeah, they do like that.
Donker.
Well, that's a grim urban decay section.
Yeah, thankfully not in America, but hey,
hopefully
it probably is.
Joe Biden, he'll try. Let's get out of urban decay and up into the uplifting gold section.
Tough pivot from Swedish rapes.
Tough pivot. Let's not get depressed. Let's get into some clips that are going to be positive and remind us what life is all about. First one, I'm not familiar with this one. Bike wheelie kit.
Yeah, you sent it to me. So you little kid doing the wheelie in the big bike gang.
I'll try to get you to learn how to control that.
Well, this isn't uplifting. This should be an urban decay. We don't need more people riding bikes like this.
Packs of bikers just ignoring all laws and going through and just.
This is a bike gang. We don't need more of this.
Yeah, but it's a kid doing it, so it's fun.
Yeah, so that should be an urban decay. I don't know why that was in there. This is actually bad.
0 for 1.
0 for 1. Number 2, college kid drops microwave. This is going to be an 0 for 2.
Just throwing a microwave off the roof. There's a car.
Oh, I fucked up.
I fucked up. Did you ever, growing up, do something like that? Didn't you a couple years ago throw a frozen turkey off of an overpass? Like 2 years ago?
No. Shut up, man.
Just
Woman
kidding.
died.
He never did that.
Yeah,
He
no.
never did that. That's
I did some minor vandalism in my high school years.
Whoa, what kind of stuff?
Like bonk a mailbox,
Bonk a mailbox? Like you just break them?
like baseball bat out the car window type
That's
shit.
not good.
Egg the moving car.
Was it the mailbox bonking? Was that on people's houses you knew or just random?
No, random.
That makes it better.
Well, and then we stole our football coaches. We did our football coaches' mailbox.
Oh, interesting.
Bonked it. We used to go up to those, like the mailboxes at the end of the street that go just up and out,
Uh-huh.
We used to walk up to them, deadlift them, and then pick it up like an axe and jackhammer it into the ground. Some nice guy. It's fucked up, but
It's not funny.
Some nice guy, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's like bored teenagers, right? Some nice guy would wake up the next morning and go, honey,
Like, what
our
happened?
stuff is destroyed. Does someone hate us?
Who would take the mailbox out and hammer it on the ground like a hammer?
Yeah, so that was bad.
Yeah.
I've learned. I've grown.
Yeah, that was a
So-
long time ago. I used to go gnoming in high school, work on
I did that
Fridays.
too.
We'd just get in my pickup truck on Fridays, then we'd just drive around the neighborhood, and then just anyone who had a garden gnome, people would get out of the truck, and the truck would always be moving, and then they would run and then grab the gnome and then throw it in the back of the truck and get back in. We used to do that, and then we'd put the gnomes on our football coach's car, and he'd be like, "Who's doing that? Like, it's so weird." And then we would blame like the weird kid on the team.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's a little less damaging.
a little less damaging. Yeah, we never got anything that was like expensive or nice. I had some cool stuff though. I had this goose named Clark that was like this tall, like 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
It was like a big stone goose. And then before football games, I'd put him outside my car for good luck.
Nice.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
That wasn't that. We weren't doing anything too crazy.
Yeah. Egged a house, bonked a mailbox, victimless crimes.
Yeah, and then like the people who are victimless.
Guy wakes up and has to spend $200 on a mailbox or something.
100% victim full. And then anytime there was someone throwing off like a microwave off the roof like that,
Yeah.
I would obviously never be doing that because that's like grunt street soldier stuff.
Yeah.
That's like a foot soldier job. But I would be the person who would be like, yo, chuck it. And like have a phone.
Encourage it. Yeah, for sure.
Chuck
Yo,
it.
jump the bike off the ramp. You can do it. It's like phone up.
Yeah, exactly. So I was never actually getting in trouble. Moving on. Sand out of car.
Okay, so that's 0 for 2, I would say.
That was uplifting. High school memories. Sand out of car is uplifting because a lot of people get sand in their car if they have dogs or go to the beach and you don't know how to get it out. And people say like, you're stuck forever with the sand. It's like impossible to get out.
Yep.
This is how you get it out.
Massage.
If you're audio only, you have to just put your face on the mat and lick the sand and it sticks to your tongue and it comes out. So the massage thing, get the vacuum going. Now we know.
Stimulates it, goes right to the vacuum.
That
Boom.
makes sense. Moving on. We have like a double uplifting goal. That was uplifting.
Yeah. Hey, should we show him the dog video from last week that never got into the show?
Which one's that?
The dog video, the dog playing fetch with the
yeah,
statue.
yeah. We'll show that at the end.
Okay. We'll play that at the end. No commentary. You got the commentary last week.
Exactly. Basketball jump ball dance. This is funny. I'm pretty sure this is from recently. If it's not, forgive us, but it went viral this week. They're doing a jump ball. The guy's doing a little bit of a butt dance, and the ref starts laughing. That's uplifting.
Yeah.
That's funny.
I like that the ref starts laughing. He's like,
And both teams laugh, take a little second to regain their composure, and they're back to the game. I like that.
yeah, me too.
That's uplifting. Basketball catch or baseball catch. This is probably uplifting too.
Foul ball, headed
Foul
for
ball.
the stands. Who's going to get it?
This one guy's going for it, and then this other guy who has a baby catches it instead. That guy who got caught over should be embarrassed.
Yeah. This guy snags it with the bottle in his baby's mouth. So,
And then the other guy just whiffed.
yeah, got
That's
it taken from him.
embarrassing. He should have grabbed it. Last clip, shoveling kids. Snow shovel kids.
Oh, jeez, Rich. No. Oh, yeah, I got a camera. I'm not watching this one. Knock. Dude, why? Knock. Yo, ring.
So kids are ringing the doorbell, looking for a job.
Friend's house. Hello. Hi, do you want us to shovel your driveway for $20? Yeah. Yes, we do. Sorry, I'm just gonna block her from the thing. Okay, I'll get you $20 right now, but we have to leave. So I'll give you the money. If you can shovel it, then we'll be back in an hour, okay? Okay. Okay, 1 second. So you give cash? So like $10 each. What's that? $10 each. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thank you. Oh, you awesome.
We're gonna be rich.
Oh, people are rich. They'll pay us like, how much? Oh, I know what's money. Okay. I don't want to shovel it. I'm rich. I'm rich.
It's good to be kid rich.
Our paper bags, all our money to be carrying up on. We're rich.
That's good stuff. That's good stuff. You always got to pay the kids if they're doing stuff. Lemonade stands, shovel driveways. I'm always giving money. Do you ever have a job like that when you were little?
I shoveled snow when I was a kid.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I never had that. I used to be a caddy,
I was a caddy as well.
but I was too small. I was like a 6th grader, 7th grader. So I was like a bad caddy. Like no one would want to be put with me as their caddy. So I used to only caddy for the ladies 9-holers.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny because I mean, you just caddy, you're a caddy. It's like, give me anyone, right?
But yeah. Well,
unless you have your preference or your high profile.
But I was like a kid who like couldn't carry 2 bags.
Yeah.
And I like being a caddy, you got to kind of know what you're doing. And I was like, not really knowing.
When you get a first year caddy, you're not getting the best service.
Yeah. So it was bad. Then I created a little side business where people would call and be like, oh, bring my bags to the front tee from like the caddy house.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was too young to drive the golf cart. So I would have to carry it across the place, across the parking lot. And then they would see me carrying it in the summer. And they'd be like, oh, this kid's sweating, working. Like, here's $10, here's $5. And they'd tip me.
Nice.
So I made a little side business like that. I was a bad caddy, though.
Caddying,
I didn't get out.
Caddying where I'm from, you could start like earlier than you could get a job anywhere else.
Yeah.
Like you could do it when you were 13 and when you couldn't work like at a Subway or, you couldn't work anywhere else.
You learn a lot in the caddy house.
Caddy Shack.
You watch ESPN. You play cards.
Play rummy or spades. I used to play spades.
Spades. Some of the caddies smoke weed and you don't know what it is.
Yeah, you're too young.
You don't even
what is
know.
that guy doing? He's kind of strung out. Who is that guy?
Yeah, those 2 guys went around back and they came back laughing. And it smells weird.
The caddy master's son always got the best, highest tippers.
Oh,
and you go, wow, how does he get to do 36 holes every day? What is this?
Yeah.
You learn about nepotism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Caddy's good experience. Good American stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. Uplifting Gold. We're out.
You've been fast today. You've been going through clips. You've been fast.
This is a good, efficient episode.
Yeah.
I like this pace.
All right. Fair.
Well, that's it. That's the end of the episode. So
that's your time to do the outro, then.
All right. Another Fleccas Talks in the Books. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, all the good stuff. ShopFleccas.com for the best merch in the game. Pick up a shirt today. Use code Jerry for 15% off. FleccasToys.com. Get the badass Dan Crenshaw action figure and the Hillary Clinton receptacle van. The store is back up. Buy a couple toys. We have some new toys coming. And then last but not least, Fleccas Clips. Make sure you guys are subscribed to that. And the final thing, link in description for the newsletter. We have a newsletter that goes out every week. It's only my stuff. It's going to be a message from me with all the content from the week. Make sure you're signed up for that to get up-to-date info from Fleccas always. That's it.
We will be leaving here, cutting this episode, and heading to Bonus Land, where we do an extra 25 minutes.
Oh, yeah. An extra 25 minutes coming up in like 20 seconds in Bonus Land. So make sure you guys sign up for that. Patreon.com/Fleccas or YouTube join. Links are in the description. Thank you guys for watching. We will see you at the next one.
Favorite podcast is your guys' podcast, and then it's Fleccas Talks, where it's Austin Fletcher, He's one of the like most hilarious, smart. Like
Well,
he
Matt
has a
Hiddleston
great.
too. You have
Matt
to.
Hiddleston,
Matt
obviously.
Hiddleston.
God bless them.
Stay based.
Good boy.